Alright, today this is the video I did not expect to make. I got a random phone call, I say random phone call, but one of my friends was having a garage sale over the weekend, and he said he sold something like $450 worth of vinyl records, but he said, oh, by the way, you can have all the rest of them. And so we met up at the Goodwill store, and all heck broke loose. So I was basically ending up taking all of them for free, and all kinds of craziness ensued. So you think that that's all of them. Some of these are the ones from the box that I showed you last time here. But I'm having to put things in here that have to go away because there's some bad damage to the bottom. The records play fine, but they have got some water and mold damage on them. They have to go away. But essentially, what we have here is a few here, a few here, a few here, a few here, a bunch here, a bunch here, a bunch here, a bunch here, a few here, a few here, and a few here. So that's what, 200 or 300 records or more at least. And some of them are brand new factory sealed. I'm sorry about the floor. I didn't get a chance to get that all polished and cleaned for the video here, but just absolutely insane. So I'll just do the best that I can to show you a few of the things here. I believe I have all of it out of the car. It was a 90-degree day, mind you. I've already pulled out a Marshall Tucker band, because I didn't have that one. Now I have 3 copies of it. I got to pick out the best copy. There is a Marshall Tucker in here, which I threw in here somewhere. This one here, I've got 3 copies of Carolina Dreams, and I've picked out what I think probably the best copy there. These things are going to go to eventually maybe one of the next swap meets for $1 or $2. I don't really know what I'm going to do with these. Some of them have kind of ridiculous covers, and there's a few that have kind of a few, I won't say naughty covers, but this would have been cool, but unfortunately it's got some stuff on that might come off there, but I don't know. And it's also got a rat-chewed corner there, but and Margaret there, so that's kind of cool. But again, just all kinds of just stuff there. Norman Granz Jazz, The Family of Man, music of Herbie Mann, The Lady in Red, Abbey Lane. I mean, that may not go in granted, it's Gogi. I just don't know. Gregorian Chants, Benny Golson, Mom's Apple Pie. It's got some damage there. This one, it's got this stinky one there. James Griffin. I haven't decided on some of these just yet here. There's Johnny and the Distractions, which I already have a copy of that, and I believe my copy is better than that one. So that one is probably going to be going into this particular pile here, unless it's some sort of special promotion or, what do you call it, a promotional disc or whatever. And then I have a copy of this, but this actually might be a better cover. I haven't decided yet. Could be a better cover of The Who there. There is, I believe, Pete Townsend, right? Or not Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey, I believe. That's who that is. That's when they kind of sold out, or that's what people thought they sold out here. What was interesting here is because I mentioned a Calypso record, Tiger Goes Calypso. I am not 100% sure if he bought that the day that I passed on that. I don't remember if that had Edgman's name on there, but that's unusual to find that record there, the SO one, and then maybe he bought it and decided to try to sell it and it didn't go. I don't know. But that one is probably not going to be kept on there. This crate here is actually something I picked up at the Goodwill store. It's very lightweight. It needs some repair, and it needs handles and a few other things there, but very handy to put my 45s in there, because I do have that much. And I don't like those old cruddy cardboard boxes, so I'm going to be switching off to that one there. But we'll go through a few more records here. We've got the Incredible String Band. We've got Johnny Prophet, Bobby Rydell. I have to say Bobby Rydell like that. I don't know why, but I just have to. John Clemmer. I've heard of him. Not super Bobby Brooks. Greta Keller and the Waldorf. That actually might be a sealed one. Otis, Heat. So, I mean, it's warm today. Ronnie Laws. I wonder if he's related to Hubert. I don't know about anything about Ron. Again, that's the stuff John Phillips, but you can see there's some issues with these things here on some of them. But again, took the good with the bad only to, help him out. And there's another one, Redneck Rock. Again, that one might just be one that goes in the dollar bin. If somebody that has to go in the dollar bin. That's bad. Or just away. So that is like, 50-50. Do I want to keep it or not? There's a sensational Alex Harvey band. Again, some of these can be cleaned because it's got some dust and stuff on that. But I don't know if I'll be able to fix that or clean that. I really shouldn't have to, put that in my good collection. So that's another question mark. Eddie Kendricks, that's just average condition there, so whatever. And then The Circle. I can't remember what Did they do Red Rubber Ball? I'm not sure if they did. I just don't really remember. A lot of stuff I have. Now, this is interesting here because I don't know if he got this from me, but I've had this before. Rich Shapiro and Elzion, Rin Tong and Dorner, the music. I actually didn't hate that, and I felt bad that I got rid of it. But now I have another copy of it, and this is like the newest record in there. We'll just do a few more minutes here, but my gosh, it just goes on forever. Our Revival Day, the St. Paul Church Choir of Los Angeles. Might be really good. Might be some really good gospel type stuff. I really don't know. Well, yeah, obviously, but what we have here again, I have not looked at any of this. There's Live at Bill Graham's Fillmore West. That's cool. I mean, these are things that you would, theoretically see back in the day. The Free and Frantic, Funky, Wild Bill Davis. That one, hopefully you can see all the stuff. And I formatted the phone a little bit different because I don't want to showcase my entire... but here's a treasury of the turn of the century pop songs. So that's on that one. It goes in that pile there. And I'm just trying to get some Sammy Davis Jr. Something for Everyone. And I'm not a huge Sammy Davis Jr. fan there, but that's one there. I know I shouldn't be stacking them like this, but we got Floyd Robinson. Not to be confused with a baseball player, Floyd Robinson, but there's that one there. Some of the covers are just fun. There's not very many new ones. Here's Groove Holmes, Broadway. So there's that one there. I'll just get a few more of each boxes here. Piaf. Oh my gosh. Wreaking havoc on my sinuses. Not as bad as the previous great guitars at Charlie's Georgetown, Osborne Brothers, Dan Seals. I think I know where he got he got this one from that one thrift store that I find the dollar ones at. So I know I know where that came from because it's got the right stripes and things on it. House Party 2, that's kind of cool, the original soundtrack. Sarah Vaughan, that's kind of cool. There's those ones there. We'll just go through these other boxes very quickly. Again, we got piles. We got something called Yipes. I don't know what Yipes is, but I'll just take a look at Yipes and see what they are. I don't know who they are. Yipes. I don't know. And then again, there's some sort of damage there, but I can kind of probably live with that and clean that, hopefully. So there's that one there. There's K-Star Style. But we've got this one. This one's upside down. A lot of these got upside down because they were in the car and I just had to throw them in. And wherever there's, I don't know, the Ghetto Blaster Crusaders. If I can get some of these to... Oh, I probably have to go the other direction. There's Elmore James. Oh my gosh. There's Paul Anka. The Sun Story Volume 2. In Like Flint. Mercury, Love is Taking Over. Or Eric Mercury. Pete Seeger and Sonny Terry. That'd be a good one. Johnny Farrell. Smokey Bear. We got Smokey the Bear and his friends. The New Man at Newport. There's that's some sort of flute jazz there. Whatever that is. I'm sorry for the thing there. Hits by Johnny and Jack. Thad Cockrell. We Need More Love by Kathy Keenan, and there's some sort of insert sleeve there. I don't know what that is all about. Maybe looked it up on eBay or Discogs or something. Wow. This is just George Jones, Jump for Joy, Peggy Lee, Farron Young. Again, this is all backwards here, unfortunately. Yeah, it is backwards. But see, there's both sides of Hermits. I may have had that before. Bobby Troop, George Lewis, Scandalous John, Frankie. Oh my gosh, Nate Allen. Tony Travis, Montana Slim, Lurleen Hunter, there's Gordon Michaels, Stargazer. Now we just go through a few more of these here and we will be done. Again, I haven't looked at any of the 45s. Billy, I don't know, the Ambassadors, David LaFlamme. Again, you get a good look at my dirty floor. But Memorial Album for Johnny Ace, that's cool because it's got Pledging My Love on it. And now I got that one for my American Graffiti collection. So there will be a few ones that I do keep. There's festivals in Richie Haven, Stonehenge, and there's a bunch of JoJo Gunn, but I think they're kind of damaged. There's Red Price Sock, Swing Softly Red. I don't think that's my kind of thing. Jerry Lee Lewis isn't always my favorite thing, but there's Sarah Vaughan. So again, these things he was, averaging out about $3 or $4 each or something. There's the Hollow Rock String Band. I got several of those. The Black Pace Setters. The Blues Project. That looks kind of fun there. And we got Jermaine Jackson. Oh my word, it just goes on. Mose Allison. I've heard of Mose Allison. That's a good one there. We got Roger McGuinn, Cardiff Rose. Again, some of these are not like the albums that I'm super familiar with. The Main Man, Oren. I think I've had collections from Oren's, so I don't know where that came from. But we shopped at a lot of the same stores. So there's a Stanley Jordan. I'm a huge fan of, not a huge fan of Stanley Jordan, but the Children's Garden of Grass, a pre-legalization comedy. Okay, whatever. James Brand, I Got the Feeling. Phyllis Diller comedy. That's crazy. We got the Hollies, A Crazy Steel. Again, more. And we didn't go through all this, but just go through a few 45s here. Just grab a small pile of them. Something on Era, Big Rock County Mountain, Barry Sadler. And he put some of these in sleeves. He took a lot of things out of sleeves. Joe and Judy Keener, Turn Around and Walk Right Back. Something on King. That's probably, I don't know, a little something or other. Terry Stafford. Sonny, Teardrop. I don't have any on that label. There's Troy Shondell. Again, it just goes on and on and on. Again, we didn't even look at these. We're almost at 12 minutes. This is going to take forever. Young Man with a Horn. That was a movie title. Doris Day and Harry James. There is Bobby Short. Again, some of these things, that's not sealed, but it looked like it. Eddie Arnold. Oh my gosh. Meet the Kendalls. And I'm not a huge Kendalls fan, but that might be a good one there. I have to give that maybe a listen to. I don't know. Meet the Kendalls. And then there's, oh my gosh, Stuff. There's another Carolina Dreams there. I think I got 3 or 4 of those. Let's go with the routers. Yeah, not computer routers. We're almost done here. 101 Strings and Joni in Hollywood from Payless. That was $1.49. That's a really neat cover there. We can see that well enough. Roy Thomas, Teresa Brewer, more Piaf in Paris. This guy had a kind of an interesting collection. Patty Page, that's a fun one there. John Baldry, that's cool. I think I had a copy or was going to get a copy. I don't remember what happened, why I didn't get a copy of that. I just don't really remember. Or I saw that one. Skip that one there. It's kind of, it's not. Impressions 1 by 1. King Sunny 8, I don't know. There's Norgran Records. I don't know what that is. And then Dialogues in Democracy Volume 1. Crazy. Absolutely insane the amount of stuff that I got today. And there's some, I don't know, some other, 78 sized records there. How crazy is that? So that is a fun video. I wish I could do a little bit more with each one of these. But again, there's more back that way. Crazy. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching.